my computer and we are recording. All right.
Yay.
All right. Hey, passionate souls. Today we are shining the light on Anastasia, the beautiful Anastasia. I would like you all to hear a little bit about Anastasia's journey of how she's gotten to where she is right now in her heart-based magical business. Anastasia, if you could
Hi.
please, hi. Sorry, hi. um,
Hi.
if you could please just share with us a little bit of how you have gotten to where you're at right now in your business. Um, just little bits of your journey that you feel that would serve as an inspiration to others who may be at a point of, or be at a point where we were a few years ago, or where you were a few years ago. So I'll hand over the mic to you, Anastasia.
All right. So 5 years ago, let's see. When I grew up around nature and kind of being a bit alone a lot. My friends were like, I talked to the stars and animals and trees, and I was a little bit strange.
Beautiful. Aren't we all?
Right? Later on, my family kind of fell apart, and it turned into a lot of trauma for me and bullying. And eventually, the second time, my first pregnancy was a miscarriage, and it was kind of a final push to me to let go of my family because I was being bullied a lot, and I didn't really want my kids around, manipulation and what have you. Right. So I decided for me to walk away from my family, and later on, I got pregnant with the third time, and the third time I miscarried again, and it was traumatic. Not because I lost a child, like that part was sad, but like my body didn't release it, so I took some medicine from the doctor to release it, and I ended up hemorrhaging at home. Yeah. And I was actually dying on my couch and couldn't move, couldn't breathe, and was just saying goodbye to everything. And I found that my reason for fighting to stay alive was my children, because I worked really hard to be able to have my children and to be a part of their lives and to bring them into this world. And
I think we lost the connection. Let's see. All right, so here we are today. This is our second take on Anastasia's Spotlight. Hello again, once again, passionate souls. We are introducing to you today the beautiful Anastasia and a bit of her journey to where she's at now today as a magical heart-based entrepreneur. Anastasia, if you will just please go ahead and share with us a bit of your journey. You did begin a bit yesterday on our first take. So wherever you feel is the right space and right place to continue, feel free. And then I will ask you a little bit about what it is that you do and where you can be found.
Okay. So yesterday, I think we left off with some of my childhood tendencies towards nature and not so much people, and a couple of my pregnancies, and the family dynamics that I went through. I had a really supportive family for a very long time, and then just things kind of fell apart, and they went through their own growth and journeys, and it was somewhat toxic and didn't really jive really well with me, so I had to walk away from a lot of it. Yeah. So I think where we left off was my second miscarriage. I ended up hemorrhaging at home, and as a result, I was out of my body, and eventually the pain wasn't there anymore, and I couldn't feel anything, I couldn't move, and I was picturing things in my head that people and places and things and experiences I was saying goodbye to. And when I went to say goodbye to my children, it was kind of like, you know, so-and-so will probably take care of them. They'll be fine, and this, that, and the next thing. And then I kind of got angry because I had worked so hard to have my children. And so they were the fire that kind of lit me up, and I decided I needed to stay. And if I was going to stay, I needed to do better and be better. And a lot of that, like, I had some trauma from earlier years that I had already worked through, but obviously you accumulate more throughout life that you have to deal with.
Right.
And that's an important aspect. And I found that a lot of people I've met don't deal with their trauma. A lot of people say, this happened to me, I feel awful, I'm a victim of circumstance, and just, I don't know what to do. They just lock it away. And personally, I don't feel like locking it away is very healthy. It does affect my health. I get really sick when I'm really stressed. So I work really hard to try relieving that stress and working through the anxiety and trauma and PTSD that I have had. The miscarriage that I had, it caused me a lot of PTSD. I went a little bit crazy with the people around. Eventually, I did end up taking some mushrooms because someone decided that maybe I should try them, and I've never done drugs, so I was like, no.
How was
but
it?
I did, and I didn't take very much. Huh?
How was it for you?
It was amazing. I was really calm. I was really confident. I wasn't really scared of things I would normally be hesitant about. So I walked into a local metaphysical shop here, and I was like, so if I did readings, like, would you take me here? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, cool beans. And we began.
Wow.
And
so had you been doing readings before then?
Yeah. So I would read people and animals as a child, but people just kept telling me I was making up stories in my head about people, and that was unfair. And I have always been really empathetic towards other people and empathic. I know kind of like what they're feeling or like maybe what's been going on, but I was never really able to verify it because they're usually strangers, and I don't want to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, are you okay? This happened in your life today, right? Like, you're just going to freak people out. So I would tell my husband, or I'd impulsively do stuff, and like I predicted a death by accident in my teenage years where I just was impulsive. Like my intuition and my impulsivity kind of work together. And when it's not contained or controlled, it comes out really weird. So this man was standing there on the curb smoking, and I was at 16, I impulsively screamed, oh my God, I can't believe that, I'm so terrible. And a month later, he died. He was our mayor, and I felt like I had killed him.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't, but it was things like that a lot. And so on a couple of the Facebook groups, the 1111 movement, Jessica permitted me to do some readings or whatever, and practice, see if I could read to people online. She had a pretty big base that I was working at. So I offered my services and said, like, I don't know if I'm right. This is kind of just to verify if I'm crazy or if I just know everything about you if I try. And that evening I did over 60 readings in 4 hours, 6 hours, something like that. Yeah, and I did everything from locate people's sickness and stitching and surgeries to find people's cats and keys. I knew people's relationships and some of the traumas that they had been through in the past, and I tried to predict their futures. And some of them, they came back the next day, or some of them came back a couple of weeks or months later and said, this happened, just like you said. And I was like, oh my God, I know things.
Surprised yourself.
I'm not crazy. Huh?
You surprised yourself. And it was, what's the word? It was evidence to you that is right, that your intuition is correct.
Yeah. So I was really excited. So I did a couple more times to practice on different pages and to kind of make sure that it wasn't some sort of a weird fluke or maybe everyone was being nice or something. And again, I got it all right. I helped this one person find tumors in a person who did eventually pass away, and then I helped her support her through her grieving process. And I try to help whomever I can, however I can. And so when I went to the metaphysical shop and said, can I work through here for a day? And she said, yes, because I also do energy healing, where I kind of create, like I can see and feel where your energy is working and where it's not, and how the blockages are working, and if there's colors. And in my head or in my eyes, or I can hear different sounds or images associated with the different parts of the body. So a lot of times the body holds on to trauma in certain areas. So let's say a woman who may have been raped holds a lot of trauma in that area, right? So you can kind of feel it. You can kind of get an idea for the experience, and then her body will kind of tell you whether or not she's ready to work through it or not. So you can tentatively try working through the energy, but if she's not ready to mentally accept what's going on, then her body lets me know that just leave it for right now. And I kind of just help work around it and get everything else moving. And then the next time I see her, she's usually feeling a little bit better. We work through that particular trauma. And some people have said that it's changed the way that they work through their life and the way that they feel about themselves, and that their relationships with people around them and their jobs have been better, which is like really gratifying. Like when you see that you're actually helping people, and you're not just like, you know, because some people will say like, you can't see, it's not really real. Right. But it is, which is great. And I've worked long distance. I can create like a energy mapping. So I kind of create like a copy of your body in front of me, and I work through that energetic copy of you, and it reflects and automates through to your body, because we're associated and connected. And I've had a lot of really great positive feedback about that as well. And yeah, through the metaphysical shop, she said I had to create an event. And in order to create an event, I needed to create a page. So I created Celestial Ascensions, because when I died, I came up with two names. One was Celestial Ascension, because I was thinking, when I died, it was Firebird, because of Phoenix and rising and coming back. My name is like the greener version of coming back. Anastasia means to rise again, spring, renewal, regrowth, and basically just keeping at it. And Phoenix is the same, but in the more fiery sense. And so that was one. And then the other was Antlered Orchids, because for whatever reason, orchids just grow around me. I can't keep any other flower alive, but orchids have no problem. They'll bloom for like most of the year. And
you are so lucky. They always die.
If you learn about orchids, though, they're really interesting, because they're the oldest flower on Earth, and because of the way that they're designed, they're actually the most sensitive in their root system as well. Right. So if you're working with certain flowers or certain plants in general, I've noticed that if you learn more about their history and more about how they're structured, they actually relate to people really well. Yeah. So like the orchid relates to me in that I am very sensitive. I am very like, someone rattles me, it affects me in a big way, and I have to work through it in order to survive. And orchids are much the same way. But if you take care of them and you know how they work, you grow up.
I need to try them again.
I thought that was fascinating. And so today, I'm sorry?
Oh yeah, it's
You still there?
I'm here. Do you hear me? I see you smiling, but okay, there you are. Am I normal for you right now?
You're glitchy, but you're there.
Okay. It's the same for me. You're glitchy too. Oh. Okay. No, orchids are fascinating, and I've also tried to grow several, but they haven't survived yet, so I will continue working with them. No, they are beautiful. They are beautiful plants.
Yeah. No, I have one that she hasn't bloomed since I got her. She was traumatized at the store, and she just hasn't recovered. It's been almost 2 years she's not bloomed. But the other ones bloom twice a year.
Well, I don't know if she'll come back with your magical touch.
She'll come back. She's got new leaves.
You were saying, is it Celestial Ascension.
Yeah. Are you still there?
I am still here. So, passionate souls, we have had technical difficulties yesterday, and it seems like today is also possible small technical difficulties. But we will try to work through it. It's something that tends to happen a lot. Some may have experienced it themselves, that at times electronics have glitches when there's a lot of energy around and a lot of helpers. And it seems like this is this is definitely happening right now with Anastasia's interview, but we will continue trying.
Hi.
I hear you, and we're still recording. Great.
We are. Things are coming back.
All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to try to jump through what Anastasia would like to let us know, to share with us today before any further technical things happen. Oh, this is very adventurous, very exciting. All right, Anastasia, are you there? You are there. Okay.
I am.
All right. All right. And I'm here normal.
You're glitchy and spotty, but I see you and I hear you mostly.
All right. Well, we'll go with that. We'll go with that flow then. All right. Anastasia, so now today you have you've explained, I think most likely what you've explained and what you have been doing for clients or for people who come to you for help, that's probably still a bit of what you do now today and what you still offer to clients.
Yeah. So I still offer that through my page, Celestial Ascensions. I did get a little bit burnt out in the spring, so I took a little bit of a break. I do have 2 students. One student is now working through my page. So she does a lot of the same things, as well as she does her own things. Like she also does Reiki and tarot and all that stuff. So she's got her own stuff as well. But she's also worked with me for a year on learning to do the things that I do and the way that I do them.
So you also offer that. You also offer to teach others as well.
Yeah, if it's the right fit and I feel that someone's going to be able to keep up and I can keep up, then I'll do that, yeah. I also sell art sometimes through my page because I found that was a really big healing tool, and I don't know, I like it.
That's beautiful. Another way of channeling that energy, the healing energy through art.
Yeah. And through that page, I was going to begin before I got burnt out. When I come back full time, I'm going to be offering the readings, energy healings, and a form of coaching along with it, because I noticed that when I do readings, most people need to understand how that puzzle works together. Like if I give you 6 puzzle pieces, you might not know that it goes to your puzzle or how it's going to fit, but it does. And because of the way that I see or hear or know things, I can often figure out where those pieces are supposed to fit and the timelines roughly and where they're supposed to be. So I found that when I coach people over a longer period of time, I see a lot more results than just here's a whole bunch of information about you and your life and your future and then letting them leave. Right. Because a lot of times they come back and say, yes, I'm so stressed, I don't know what to do with what do I do? So I found that talking to people like extensively, sometimes I've talked to some people straight for an entire day through text message. I usually work through text message. I have children and birds, so they get really loud. So I find that by texting or messaging, it's a lot less intrusive to having to deal with like your kids are screaming and it's like causing me whatever.
Yeah.
and I can get back to them and multitask throughout the day. So I've talked to some people for like 3 days before, just helping them with their stuff throughout the day, on the same reading. And I found that those people tend to be more fulfilled, and they tend to be more confident in how to use the information given them. So I want to start offering that more as like a package, sort of. Yeah. And my students is doing that as well. Once, I don't know if we've gotten to coaching yet, but she's doing the other stuff.
So
my coach her on how to do it. So.
Working on being able to coach others.
Yeah, on how to coach.
Okay.
Because I find that coaching is a lot about support, right?
Yes.
And learning to support other people in a way that they can feel safe. And I found that a lot of people I talk to who try to coach are very, not all of them, but a lot of them can be very unapologetic and very like blunt, which I find sometimes being blunt is needed, right? But I find that people who are experiencing trauma, bluntness should only be used when it's necessary, and more compassion and understanding and like explaining how to use the information in a way that benefits them, instead of being like, okay, you feel awful, that's fine, stop. Like,
right.
It's okay to feel awful, it's okay to have this, it's okay to whatever. Now let's work through how you're feeling and create a game plan to make you not feel that way.
So you also give emotional support as well. Which is a very much needed aspect in most of our, I mean, if not all of our healing processes, especially going through traumas that may have been, carried around for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that a lot of people's trauma is kind of amplified by feeling that they're alone, or that they can't have support, or that it's not okay to have feelings associated with an event. And so supporting them through their emotions and saying, it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel like this. It's okay to have, this experience affect you in this way. And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to do better today and you feel like you failed. It's cool. We all fail. I have done extensive healing work on myself, and there are still days I fail hard. And that's okay, because we all need a space for that. We're just people.
We're all human, right?
Yeah.
All human.
People are people wherever you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we absolutely need more of us, who offer the empathy and the compassion and understanding, the ones who have been through traumatic experiences, and we all process, I believe, trauma in different ways. Or trauma means something different to each one of us. It's different for each one of us. And absolutely the compassion and empathy is much needed on the healing journey. So we can find you online. You have a page, and if someone is interested in working with you, they can book you through your page, or they can also work with you through SMSs or texts as well.
Yeah, so they can work with me through Facebook messaging mostly. I try not to give my phone number out, just because I have had some people misuse it.
Yeah. It's boundaries.
Yeah. So that's kind of mine. It's just, I don't really give my phone number out. But I do, for people who are in the area, I do one-on-one sessions. I don't know how that's going to work right now with COVID. I'm pretty sure that's restricted, but once COVID lifts, that's fine. And I do work through, like I said, through Facebook Messenger mostly, and messages through my page. And I found that that's been really good for a lot of people, because, like I said, they can reach me from anywhere in the world and don't have to worry about, getting dressed up or whatever to come see me. It's like, if you feel like crap and you want to stay home, that's cool. We can still work together. I got you.
That's beautiful that your work, your help that you offer to others can be done no matter where they are in the world, no matter where you are in the world. Cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. And we made it. We made it through. It worked. We made it through. So what I will do, I will have Anastasia's website where you can find her on Facebook as well. The bottom linked up so that if anyone is interested in working with Anastasia and Anastasia's services, what she has to offer, that you'll be able to find her and book, a session or some time together with Anastasia. And like she just said, no matter where you are in the world, you can work with her. And I'm just really, really glad that it has worked out today. Finally. And it's been really a lot of fun being able to connect with you, Anastasia, and hear a bit about your journey to where you are right now in your empowered role to be able to help others.
It's been really great talking with you.
Thank you.
I enjoy your energy.
Thank you. I enjoy yours too, and obviously my computer enjoys your energy too. All right, so I'll go ahead.
So much power between us.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I'm just making a joke for your computer, being like, there's too much power between the two of us. Your computer just can't handle it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not normal that it's only been with you that I've seen that it says internet connection is unstable while I'm on Zoom. So that was really,
I have that effect on things.
Weird. I'll go ahead and leave it at that for you all passionate souls. I will continue talking just a little bit more to Anastasia afterwards, but for all of you passionate souls out there, I wish you all the best on your journey, and I hope that Anastasia's story has been a beautiful inspiration to you, to show you that you can, no matter what you have been going through, you can rise and step into your flow and step into your power. Much love, passionate souls.